Hello YouTube Vintage Restorers. I'm responding to something somebody asked me on the last video I did. The last video, which is the first video for this Kenwood KT-1000, about cleaning slimy boards. Now this is the preamp board, preamp output board for this KT-1000, and if you look at it, it looks a lot like the phono preamp on a KT-1000, TK-150, TK-250. Couple transistors, some caps, a little bit of network, and a separation control. And this one is grungy. But let me show you something I do that kind of makes the task. There's no easy way to clean these. And the main board on this is kind of grungy too. I would say combination of cigarette, household, whatever, household air quality. And this is from 1968 too. Like, it's been a long time sitting somewhere. Anyway, one thing I want to show you, that what I do is I just replace this cap here. I'm going to recap the board. 3 volt 100 microfarad cap, and there's a 50. Well, I just lost that one. What I was trying to show you was it's too early in the morning. I need another coffee. The 50 volt 100 microfarad is the same size as the old 3 volt 100 microfarad. So what I do is, here's how you kind of simultaneously clean the board and recap it. Here's where I took out the last cap. I'm just using some Walmart lighter fluid. And you clean as much as you can where that cap was. So wherever you can get in here. You wonder, well, why is he using lighter fluid? That's kind of toxic. It's a oil-based product. Well, I'll tell you this much. Here's what I figured out. I've tried things like alcohol. It takes it off, but when you've got stuff like kind of tarry stuff like nicotine or just household grunge from an oil burnered house, nothing cleans it up like another solvent that's oil based. So like that. And here's another thing with these fiber type. This is not a fiberglass board. This is phenolic resin. They do soak moisture. You can wash them and dry them if you do it quick enough. But for whatever reason, the oils that are in the lighter fluid replenish this board. They soak in a little bit and it'll look great. So we've gone as far as we can for that cap. I'm going to slide her in. Show you another little thing about these, the way these are built. They have polarity markings, which is kind of cool. Just kind of working in there. It barely fits, but... So what we do is, this was a wave soldered board. So the components were put in, and that's the reason why the tabs are bent down on each component. Somebody fitted all those components in, then went into a machine and it basically soldered the whole board. Wherever there was metal, solder stuck to it. Just do a little solder here. It won't catch on fire even despite having lighter fluid on it. It dries up pretty quickly. So there you go. So then I will go on, I'll do this cap, I'll do the transistors. They're C458s. How they're still working, I don't know without noise. These are the slope back transistors. These are the worst transistors I think I ever used, but they still work. They're very prone to noise. And when I end up leaving them in, when I worked on this for the first time 13, 14 years ago, I left them in because it worked really well. But at this point, every time I leave them in and I sell something, somebody comes back, there's something in that left channel, like a kind of a... I'm like, yeah, it's one of those C458s. Alright, bring it back. And in this business, and just for yourself as well, you don't like things brought back. When I used to work for one of the big shops years ago, something coming back was like... And despite, if it was poor engineering, it was like, what's wrong? Do you have an off day? Anyway, it costs the shop too much to have things redone. Anyway, there we go. And by the time you're done recapping, retransisting this board, it'll be all cleaned up. Same here, as you go through the board and change things, you clean it simultaneously. And it will look like a new board when you're done. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening.